throw your life away on, with Andrew Reed and the Liberation. It's a serious question, one worth pondering. Am I living the life I want, an intelligent life, or something else? How can I have a better experience of life? These are some of the questions explored in this series of messages without the brag and the advertisement, getting beyond even human institutions and society, into the wilderness, nature, the reality of how life actually operates on this planet. These messages range from intimate recordings from the awakened forest to concerts, national conferences, and broadcasts on a wide array of philosophical topics.
Here we are this morning in the awakened forest, in the perfection and splendidness of nature at the cabin. I'm going to share some messages of ideas that were brought up to me when I got interested in advancing my life that really helped me tremendously. And again, this is where the exposure to an idea or whatever can change your life. A vision for your life can change your life. You know, you're addicted to something. Well, you can lose that addiction a lot of times just by getting occupied with some direction in your life. And so the power of an idea just cannot be underestimated. So here's a message. Again, the type of message that helped me along the way. Like I used to listen to Napoleon Hill messages, Earl Nightingale, Alan Watts, of course, all kinds, and David Hawkins. These individuals helped me a great deal. So what I'd like to talk about today is really how to be successful in this world. And first of all, let's kind of define success. And to me, a lot of times we think about worldly attainments, wealth, fame, popularity, whatever you want to language it as, really. Let me suggest, I guess in my view of the world, as all is natural, all is part of nature, like we're in here with the wind slightly coming up right now. We are on top of a mountain. And that perhaps most of us, just right out of the gate, are already successful in the fact that we're alive, that we're experiencing the sensations of life, and we're in some way fulfilling our part, whether we're happy, depressed, whether we're exhausted, whether we're full of energy, and that we're doing our part just in that oscillation of the up and down of the world. So success itself, I think, really can almost be defined, if I was going to get right to the point, is just being you. Again, when we consider nature, the vast variety of colors, that it's infinite, that no two things are alike. No two snowflakes, no two particles of dust are identical. So therefore, nature loves variety. And I think this creates great excitement that all things are, again, this multi-view, each thing in its particular position in the universe, which of course inherently has to have a unique perspective just from where it's located. Okay? Boy, I just probably lost half of the audience right there, but that's okay. So even success, what is it? And really, right now, I'm going to talk probably about worldly success, pretty much. Certainly, it's more than money or status. Although society and our peer groups hypnotize us as to what, again, success is supposed to be. And again, advertising, its whole goal is to make us feel inadequate through pointing out our lack or what we should have, and all with what? The end goal to get us to buy things. But really, success is an inner state of, I would say, even satisfaction or completeness. It's, You might even stylize it as it's a self-assessed state of mind or being. Now I'm going to just share really 4 points here. There's certainly probably things that need to be added. I always like to leave a gap in there for the unknown because, again, we're just this being with 5 senses to interpret the world, possibly 6 if we stretch it. And so here are basically my 4 points of how to be successful in this world. And I'll just list them out first. Move in a direction that gives you energy. Energy is life. Life is pulsation. It is this oscillation of up and down. And for anything to really happen, there has to be some energy behind it. And it's really, nobody likes to do something that turns them off or whatever. It's much more preferable, or I'll say intelligent, to go in a direction that actually gives you life. Because it provides what? Natural motivation. The second point is that of focus. Focus on that direction and spend 5 years or more learning everything about it. I mean everything. So if your heart is in making fine cabinets out of wood, let's say oak, whatever, pine, become the very best at it. Learn exactly what are the perfect screws. How do you put those in? How do you lay the wood? How do you prepare the wood? You learn everything about that topic that gives you energy. And when I heard this, I think I heard it from Earl Nightingale. It changed my life. I got into the post-acute world of hospice and all that, of course, in finance and all that, and I just threw myself into it. And I remember him saying that if you do this for 5 years, you'll find yourself in the top 5% of that field. And by golly, that's what happened for me. And I can't help but that success pattern would apply to other people as well. The third point is to develop the ability to sell or to teach, or, as we language it in the multi-view world now, empower. Because you have to sell whatever you're doing, your product or service or skill, to others, at least in a business context, or a teaching context, you might say. And otherwise, you have no business, you have no customers. And so developing this ability to sell, this ability to communicate value, is paramount. And I like to think of selling, really when you get down to it, as teaching or empowerment. So this obviously involves the ability to communicate, usually verbally, but also, through your actions, all kinds of different ways of doing it. But this ability to, again, communicate value is probably the key word. That just has to be there. Otherwise, you're just sitting in your cabin and not impacting the world, if that's your intent, at least from a business or organizational context, or if you're an entertainer or whatever. The fourth point is to hitch your wagon to winners. If you're going to do anything on any scale, you're going to need the help of others, right? Because you just normally cannot do it all. So, you want to hitch your wagon or your life to the most intelligent, the most integritous, those that are full of energy and capability. And humans can really usually detect a lot of these characteristics, fairly quickly. Hey, this person, I like to be around them. They have a great vibration. They have a great feel. They're smart. The integrity things sometimes can be a little more difficult to detect. Is this person a liar? Are they going to lead us to waste or devastation or whatever? So that track record, is good to study people a little bit. But once you find these winner people, I found that in building all kinds of organizations or groups, whether it's in the arts or different endeavors, is, again, you have to have these capable people. And where they align with the common cause, the common vision, and bringing their unique talents or gifts or intelligence, really to the group enterprise. And you don't want a bunch of clones. You want people that work in harmony, but yet, again, each of them is a multi-view, so they're going to have, again, their unique take or perspective that adds to the overall good. Again, to the smart people that are able to willing to listen and go in and say, hey, that's the best idea. In the multi-view culture, best ideas always win. And we'll just stop at the drop of a hat. If somebody has a better idea, boy, that's better than what we have now, and we just drop what we're doing and we go in that direction. So there we have it. There are 4 moves or steps that people can take to have some success in this world. Again, I'll go over them one more time. Move in a direction that gives you energy. 2, focus on that direction that gives you energy and spend 5 or more years learning everything about it. Then, point 3, develop the ability to sell, teach, or empower others. 4, hitch your wagon to winners, because you're going to need the help of others to do anything on any scale.
Thank you for listening. If you need anything further, just go to mbi.life.